All right, hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Mike Lindsley back here with you. It's 9 minutes with Mike Lindsley on IGTV, YouTube, and Facebook. I am here at Rosie's Corner. I smelled it when I walked in. It's Fish Friday. You got to get here. You're in and around Central New York. Get the theme foods during the week: chicken and biscuits, pork, you name it, and the Fish Friday with your coleslaw. You can get the sandwich or the entree, mac and cheese. Unbelievable, to die for here at Rosie's Corner. Pizza, wings, hot and cold subs, you name it, and they've got some great desserts to take with you as well. I actually grabbed some pizza and wings last night from here and had a tremendous dinner. So really appreciate Jody, Jason, and their support of the ML Sports Platter. I want to dive in over the next 8 minutes plus here on the Bryce Harper signing in Philadelphia. All the takeaways. Let's start from the Bryce Harper spot, the takeaways for just him. Number one, he left a lot of money on the table, believe it or not. I mean, this is a $330 million deal. Now, granted, he won't have trouble paying for shoelaces, won't have trouble paying for the light bills, but it's still $330 million. It could have been $420 million because it was reported after the signing that Harper was actually offered $45 million a season over 4 years with the LA Dodgers. How crazy is that money? Insanity. Do the math here, folks. It's $180 million. And then he could opt out after that at the age of 30. Actually, not opt out. He'd be a free agent again. And then sign another maybe 6, 7, 8-year deal. Maybe even a 10-year deal at that point. Considering this Phillies deal is 13 years without an opt-out, he could have signed maybe a 10-year deal at 30. Worst case scenario, an 8-year deal for another $300 or so million. If I do that quick math, yeah, that's 480 versus 430. It could be 420 versus 330. It could be 450 versus 330. So Bryce Harper left a shitload of money on the table, no question about it. Another takeaway, though, from the Harper standpoint, he clearly wanted loyalty. He clearly wanted commitment. Well, he got it from the Philadelphia Phillies. Bryce Harper, it was his idea at the negotiating table. No opt-outs whatsoever. This deal that I signed next, that's my home. That's my place. I'm the face of the team. I want to carry this team to championships. He looks like he's hungry to be that guy in Philadelphia. From a Phillies standpoint, it's a brilliant move. I know 13 years seems like a lot of money, but the more I read, the more I dive in here, this is a really, really good deal for the Phillies for a lot of reasons. Number one, you've got instant marketing and ticket sales ability now. You're going to sell the place out. Your season tickets are going to go up. Your merchandise is going to go up. The bobbleheads are going to go up. The T-shirts are going to go up. Everything's going to go up. T-shirts, jerseys, beer sales, ticket sales, you name it, everything. The demand is going to be there for the Philadelphia Phillies. That's number one. Number two, Bryce Harper's a superstar. He's 26. He's in his prime. He's a guy who has MVP potential literally year in, year out. I know last year he had a really rough year for his standards. Still put up the power numbers. Still got on base a lot. Had a solid slugging and OPS. But Bryce Harper in that ballpark is just a scary thought for the rest of the National League and pitching and all the rest. And for anybody who comes in to that ballpark from the American League during interleague play. The Phillies also, this was the last splash home run. Remember, their ownership group had waxed poetic about how they wanted to just spend a ton of money. We're going to go get maybe Machado and Harper. And well, they didn't get Machado, but this was the last splash in getting one of the top players in baseball. Also, the most recognizable face in baseball. Think of it like this. Philadelphia's moves, they went out and traded for the best all-around catcher in baseball in JT Realmuto with the Marlins in their own division. They went out and signed former Yankee reliever David Robertson to bolster the bullpen. They went out and got shortstop Gene Segura. They went out and signed Aaron Nola to an extension before the arbitration and maybe some labor trouble. He's the ace of the team. And oh, by the way, you got a character guy in Andrew McCutchen who's also won an MVP, who's going to be playing on the other side of the outfield with Bryce Harper. The Phillies have potential now to be an absolute juggernaut. Now remember, it's just like everything else. You got to get all the players, you got to play, you got to see if there's chemistry there, you got to figure out the lineup, all that sort of stuff. But this offseason for Philadelphia, they accomplished exactly what they wanted to. Look at these contracts, too. Harper, $330, Aaron Nola, $45 million. That's a quick math, $375. And then you go to McCutchen, and that's another, $35, $40. You look at Segura, you look at Robertson. I mean, they blew about $440 million this offseason, although, according to their ownership group, we thought maybe it was going to be $650 to $700 million if they had signed both Machado and Bryce Harper. The other thing, though, that is really important in this takeaway of Bryce Harper to the Phillies, there's an assumption out there by some fans, some people in media, that this is a home run deal for everyone across the board. The player got paid, blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing. If you're looking at it strictly from market value, Bryce Harper actually came way under what he should have. Manny Machado came way under what he should have. I know it sounds crazy. Guys who are making $330 million. Come on. How can you come under anything? But hear me out here. Back in 2008, back in 2005, back in 2002, think about 3, 4, everywhere in between. Think about the contracts Albert Pujols got, Alex Rodriguez got, and then got again when he opted out during Game 3 of the World Series in 2007. He got a $25 million increase after he opted out. Look at the Giancarlo Stanton deal, for example. The thing with the Bryce Harper deal is, because it's 13 years and because it's 330, the Phillies actually are the ones who are benefiting the most because the per year value goes way down as opposed to 10 at 400, 40 a year, 12, maybe 8 or 9 at 360, 370. This is actually a deal that comes way under the market value. And if you think about it, baseball brought in almost $11 billion last year. Granted, they're not as popular as the NBA, nowhere near what the NFL is. Certainly has a little bit more popularity than hockey in America. But the reality of the situation is baseball owners are still, even though the popularity isn't there, they are raking in money like no tomorrow. The TV deals are unbelievable. Look at the Colorado Rockies. They have a $40 million annual TV deal. They went out and extended their boy, Nolan Arenado, to a long-term deal, paying him $32.5 million a year. And you think about that. Wow, look at the money. Wow, look at this and that. No. The Rockies, their TV money paid for Nolan Arenado, and they still have $7.5 million left over. And that doesn't even include what they make at the gate, season tickets, beer sales, all those Coors Lights, you name it. It's unbelievable. So when I look at this from the standpoint of baseball as a whole, I actually think it's really bad for baseball. Think about it. It took Bryce Harper 4 to 6 weeks later than most of us thought he would sign. The Phillies signed him for an under market value. What does this mean going down the line for guys like Mike Trout? Mike Trout is arguably one of the greatest players, top 10 greatest players of all time right now. That's the kind of start that he's had. What does it mean for Mike Trout? Does this mean that he's not going to get a $450 million contract? It's very possible. What does this mean down the line for guys like Mookie Betts? What does it mean for Aaron Judge? What does it mean for a plethora of players who are going to get paid as superstars in this game? The market has gone way down. Owners, they're making more money than ever, and they paid Bryce Harper in this spot, the Phillies ownership group. They paid Bryce Harper far less than what he probably was going to command on the market a year or two ago even, and they're going to be able to save some money on the back end and maybe go after a couple more free agents before this thing is done. Maybe they go make a play for Dallas Keuchel, all that sort of thing. But hey, Bryce Harper in the end still got paid. He got what he wanted. Hard to argue with that. Everybody is entitled to making their own decision. He did leave a bunch of money on the table. The Phillies, meanwhile, have potential to be an absolute juggernaut. And by the way, poor Washington National fans. Holy shit. You've got to watch this guy play 247 times against the Nationals over the next 13 years. Your homegrown star, your face of the franchise for a long time, Bryce Harper. I remember interviewing Bryce Harper when he was a member of the Syracuse Chiefs. Now he's a $330 million man with the Philadelphia Phillies. 9 minutes with me here, Mike Lindsley at Rosie's Corner. Sandwiches, subs, hot and cold, pizza, wings, you name it. Fish Friday going on right now with your mac and cheese or coleslaw. Make sure you like their Facebook page. Gift cards are always available. Rosie's Corner, the official pizza shop of the ML Sports Platter. Thanks for watching. Hit me on Twitter at Mike L Sports and download my podcast, the ML Sports Platter, where podcasts are found. Rate it 5-star, feedback, download it, subscribe. Really appreciate the support. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.